Hello and a very warm welcome to each one of you. And today we are on the tail of this chapter, which talks about service brings joy. So this chapter gently ties together the entire book, reminding us that life's truest happiness does not come from, you know, it does not come from only working for ourselves. It comes from how we take care of things around us, how we are concerned about the people around us, how we are at service with people around us. In this chapter, Gaur has also shared, the goodness that we feel. So it is about, कि हमारी जो happiness है, that is not only dependent on how happy we are from inside or for the people in our family or अपनी community, but for even a smallest act of goodness is going to contribute, right? This chapter leads into a deeply personal and universal reflection of life, death, and no, sorry, not life, death, but about contributing, even if it is in the smallest of ways that is possible. ठीक है. So let us very quickly, hop into the chapter and let's see what does the author has to share in it, right? Hi, good evening, Komal. Thank you for joining in.
Good evening, Karishma.
So glad to have you. Okay.
आज तो मुझे ज्वाइन करना ही था. It was last chapter, so
आज तो लास्ट सेशन था. नहीं, लास्ट सेशन अभी कल है. We will have a full book summary session tomorrow, and also we will discuss, okay, आपने क्या सीखा, and what will you take forward from here. So it is not only about finishing the book after book, it is about इस book में से कोई एक चीज that you're going to take forward with you, right? So that is what we are going to discuss tomorrow. Good evening, Madhulika. Thank you for joining in.
Good evening, Karishma.
All right, so chapter number 20, Service Brings Joy. In Sanskrit, service is called seva. Adding a spiritual element to our seva can make it more fulfilling. The service you do for others is the rent you pay for your room here on earth, says Muhammad Ali. Wow, what a beautiful line, right? The service you do for others is the rent you pay for your room here on earth. The hospital was noisy. Doctors in white coats walked around with the sense of confidence, and rightly so. Their actions could mean the difference between life and death, between grieving or happy homes, between dreams achieved or buried for good. They had the power to make a difference. Harry rushed to the reception. How can I help you? The receptionist smiled at Harry, immune to the urgency in his manner. She did a double take when she saw me, interested in my unusual apparel. We need the room number for Lalita, Harry said, but was interrupted by the receptionist answering the phone. Just a moment, sir. Hospital, can I help you? The receptionist had turned out to answer her phone. Harry groaned, clenched his teeth, tapped his finger on the counter, and gave the receptionist a deadly stare. He spoke louder. I need the room number of Lalita. The receptionist took no notice of Harry's demeanor. She swiveled her chair slightly and twirled the winding cord of the phone. Just a moment, sir. Hospital, how can I help you? The receptionist had turned out to answer her phone. Oh, just a moment. 1 minute. Okay. A year, heart rate is stable. Pyrexia. Amnesis since arrival, a young doctor said to an older one as he followed him. The older doctor looked important and commanded the respect of 10, who seemed like students following him. They are we on the same page? थोड़ा सा भी गड़बड़ होता है ना तो गड़बड़ हो जाता है. They were captivated by every word he spoke. Harry overheard his surname and barged into the intimate circle of medical students with their tutor. Did you say Ayer? Harry asked the student. The student looked at his tutor, unsure of how to reply. We cannot reveal any confidential patient information to you, sir, the student said cautiously. I am Harry Ayer, husband of Lalita Ayer. When you said Ayer, did you mean her, Lalita Ayer? Where is she? Harry said, ignoring the student and directing his question to the senior. Mr. Ayer, the tutor said, hello, my name is Dr. Harshil Shah. We spoke on the phone earlier. Harry shook the doctor's hand with both of his. Where is Lalita? What is going on? He said, still holding doctor's hand, knowing well that Dr. Shah was his lifeline to his wife. Please follow me, sir. We are just running some tests, Dr. Shah replied. He had not taken much notice of me yet. He sped away up some stairs, getting handed medical charts by nurses wearing white nursing caps along the way. Harry chased the doctor. The medical students chased Harry, excited as if they were now seeing something of value. And I chased whole group, knowing that I had to be there for my friend. Harry and I were both stationed in the first floor waiting area by the doctor, who said we may have to wait for some time before we could see Lalita. He confirmed that she was on this floor and then disappeared just as fast with his band of trainees. We did not have much idea of what was going on. Harry closed his eyes and put his hands together. It looked as though he was praying, but I was not sure. His face was solemn. One after another, the doctors were calling in people for either an appointment or to see their loved ones. It was only after 30 minutes had passed that Dr. Shah called for Harry. Harry Ayer, Lalita is now well enough to see you. What was the problem? Harry said whilst walking over to him. Will she be okay? Where is she? He went down the corridor into the room where his wife was. As I sat in the waiting room, fearing the worst, I looked around, watching the doctors interacting with their patients with love and compassion, and I thought about the instinct that drives a spiritualist to act. It is one of seva or selfless service. My mind went back in time to the start of February to the hospital that our community runs at Mira Road, Mumbai, and the values that the doctors working there have been inspired by. Many of them were stationed in the sacred land of Barsana, giving their time, skills, and hearts to serve those who needed it the most in their annual free dental and eye camp. I remembered the stories one of my friends from London, Raniga, a dental student himself at the time, told me about the camp. Now it is going to talk about the camp. Devotion at the dental camp. The land of Barsana, 2 hours drive from south of New Delhi, is sacred to those who practice Bhakti Yoga. It is home for people who have been brought up to make spirituality their life's focus, to imbibe the qualities of selflessness and loving service. However, these very people do not have the best healthcare systems. Many of them need glasses as they cannot see, or need dental treatment as they cannot eat. The Barsana Dental and Eye Camp provides relief for thousands of villagers in the area at least once a year. And Vinay had come to help at help out at the dental camp. The dental camp turns as an ashram building a few minutes walk from the famous Sriji temple into the pop-up dental clinic for the week. Weeks before the camp, a few of the volunteers go around to the neighboring villages advertising the opportunity that villagers have to improve their health. The camp begins at 8 in the morning but by 4 a.m. there is already a queue of hundreds waiting in for their chance to get their problems addressed. As the camp starts, a few dentists do a brief assessment of patients, giving them a signed sheet of the treatment they need. Patients are sent to the departments according. Some need filling, others need teeth extracted, and a few need a full set of upper and lower dentures. Vinay told me I was helping in the area that deals with making these dentures for elderly patients. After begging and convincing my professors in London, I had been given permission to take some time out from my course to attend the camp. Up until this point, I had never even made a denture, let alone the 40 we were about to make in a week. I remember thinking that I wanted to match these colleagues, not just in the skills they had in dentistry, but the love they displayed to these materially poverty stricken people who could give them nothing but their heartfelt blessings. I was guided by the qualified dentist on all the procedures and was slightly embarrassed that I did not know the basic terms they were explaining. After a few practice sessions, I decided that I wanted to complete a set of dentures myself for a patient, working on all the stages from start to finish. That was when I met Nangu, Vinay continued. Nangu was a 72-year-old woman born and brought up in Barsana. She had never left the village and lived a simple life tending to her cows and farm. Whenever she came to me, she wore a modest purple sari, using a part of it to cover her head and a tattered orange sweater. She lived in poverty in a simple thatched house, which had few possessions, but it was obvious that she possessed a deeper wealth within her in the form of love for her goddess Srimati Radharan. I am a dental student from London, I said to her in my broken Hindi. I am here to make you a set of dentures. Would you like that? She nodded and spoke about her problems in having to eat without any teeth. You could see the you could see the appreciation in her eyes and what having teeth would mean to her. She was radiant and showered me with her grandmotherly love. Because we had lab technicians on site, a process that would normally take months was shortened to just 3 days. On the third day, it was time to hand the denture over to the lady. Walked into the room. Oh, let me see what it is. Okay. So over to Nangu. As she walked back into the room, you could feel the anticipation within her. It was like a child excited to open their present at Christmas or Diwali. I tried the upper denture in her mouth first and then the lower. I was heartbroken at what I saw. Her lower teeth were in front of her upper teeth. What shall I do? I pestered one of my other senior dentists who was more experienced than I. She is posturing forward. You need to let her get used to it, he said calmly while treating his own patients. After years of not having teeth, Nangu had got used to pushing her lower jaw forward to eat, but that could be corrected by helping her practice putting it at the right place. Thank God, I thought. Although this was volunteering and service and there was no monetary pressure involved, I still felt great commitment to make sure Nangu got a good set of teeth. All I could think was, this woman is like my very own grandmother. After some time, her lower jaw fell into place and the dentures came together. Vinay said. I held her hand to help her get up from the garden chair she was sitting on. Again, this was a makeshift dental clinic. I slowly helped her get to the mirror that was hanging in the open courtyard next to the room. I told her to close her eyes as we walked. As she stood in front of the mirror, I told her to open them. For the first time in 15 years, she was seeing shiny new teeth. She tapped her teeth together, cautiously trying to get used to her bite. Tears were streaming down her face as she moved close to the mirror, wiping away some of the dust that covered it. I could not help but cry too. She sat on the chair next to the mirror and squatted down next to her. She stroked her hair with affection, my hair with affection, and I folded my hands to receive her blessings. What does this mean to you? I asked her. It means that I can eat and chew properly. It means that my stomach can be filled at night, she said as she smiled and her eyes glistened. It was a heart-touching moment for me to see that my service had added some value to her life. Wow, isn't this a beautiful story? Seva. So, what is driving Vinay to serve? What is driving all the people who apply spirituality in their life to help others? When we connect to ourselves and with the divine, our understanding, values, and paradigms transform. When we practice spirituality sincerely, we obtain a higher perspective of life. We understand that living ours for ourselves has potential to satisfy the mind and senses, but not the deep core of our hearts. When we live superficial lives dedicated to serving ourselves, we are like surfers riding the waves, but not seeing what is beneath them. We may satisfy our own needs and concerns by doing so, but we will never be truly fulfilled. However, when we practice spirituality, we become like drivers. We submerge ourselves underneath the turbulent waves or find a pleasure much deeper beyond hedonistic idols. That profound joy is only possible when one feels love to serve others. And how is that love maintained? Through being connected to God through spirituality. Love for God is composed of three things: right action, that is, we must express our love through the correct actions. We must behave and act in a way that is in line with spiritual principles. Number two, right intention. Our intentions must be selfless. When we want something for ourselves in return for our service, such as prestige or money, our intentions become tainted. Just as distilling water multiple times makes it cleaner, continuously checking our intention makes them purer. And third one is right mood. We must serve in a way that is favorable for our growth. Serving because we have to or because it is the right thing to do is good. But it is not the same as serving from the depth of our hearts. Wow. When that love is within our hearts, it erupts and naturally wants to be given to others. I once heard a saint cite the example of bumblebee. Once a bumblebee was flying and saw an open jar of honey. Out of excitement, it decided to dive into the jar, completely covering itself with the delicious sticky liquid. As it flew out of the jar, it rushed to tell all the other bumblebees what had happened. And in the process, a few drops of honey started flying out of its mouth at all the other bumblebees. For all its friends, it was incredible. They were getting honey just because of the enthusiasm and action of the one bee. Similarly, when we have deep love for God, it becomes natural for us to want to share that with everyone. That is because a person connected to God has a compassionate and empathetic heart. The true symptom of someone who is experiencing genuine love for God is that they experience compassion and the pain of the suffering that people go through in this world, the saint said. Likewise, Jesus Christ said in the Bible, the highest commandment is to love thy God with all thy soul and all thy might and all thy heart. He then said that because of following the highest commandments of loving God, we begin to love thy neighbors as thyself. This means when we become spiritually minded and experience the love of God, we feel compassion for the pain of others. In Sanskrit, it is called para dukha dukhi, one who feels pain in the pain of others. In the modern world, people sometimes become para dukhi sukhi, where they take pleasure in seeing the pain of others. However, true compassion stems from spirituality. Isn't this a very beautiful point? And I think this needs to be actually, inculcated in our lives. Para dukha dukhi. इनफैक्ट हमारी लाइफ में अगर हम कनेक्टेड हैं टू सम एक्सटेंट विद द डिवाइन पावर्स एंड टू आवर सोल्स आवर सोर्स आवर सेल्व्स we see when we see others in grief, we also feel it and we try to help them as they can, as purely as we can. I love the example that Madhulika had shared yesterday, how her friends or she knows someone who after Kitty go to the hospital to serve people. What are they gaining out of it? Nothing. But the people who are being served with it have a lot that they are getting from that act. I could understand the pain that Harry was feeling, but I was not at the level of para dukha dukhi, one who truly feels the pain others are going through. Still, I endeavored to comfort him and give him words of solace, although this stressful time, all through this stressful time. Several tense minutes passed as I sat in the waiting area. I was thinking about the worst that could happen and prayed that my mind's conjecture be incorrect. Mr. Das, Mr. Gopal Das, Dr. Shah said, Harry and Lalita would like to see you in their room. I gulped and wrapped my brown cotton shawl around myself, either to protect me from the heavy air conditioning or subconsciously from the news I was about to hear. I walked down the gloomy corridor to room number 116, knocked the door, and turned its handle slowly. Lalita was lying down on the bed and Harry was by her side, holding her hand while sitting on a small stool. The nurse in the room excused herself so they could share their news. I stood awkwardly in front of them. We have some news to share with you, Harry said. I was glad I was in hospital because my heart was pumping blood around my body faster than I could think. But it's not what you think. He let Lalita take over. Lalita and I have been trying for a child for a long time, and today I got the news that the intense morning sickness I was suffering from is actually a good sign. Harry and I are expecting a child. I breathed a huge sigh of relief and joined Harry, his mother, and Lalita, congratulating them profusely. as they smiled and laughed uncontrollably. The hospital, which had seemed dark and dreary just moments ago, a place of death and disease, was now transformed into a place which was offering new life. The flavor of the joy I tasted in the hospital room that day was out of this world. It was unmatchable, second perhaps only to one other, Lalita's incredible sambar. No factory. Wow. What a twist. So the summary of this chapter brings that in Sanskrit, service is called seva. Adding a spiritual element to our seva can make it more fulfilling based on our connection to God. We utilize our skills and potentials to serve others. We learned about Vinay at the Barsana dental camp. From spiritual practice comes seva. The true symptom of someone who is experiencing genuine love for God is that they experience compassion and pain for the suffering that people go through in this world. And number three, we have to do the right action with the right intention and in the right mood for it to be classed as spiritual. So, right action, right intention, and right mood. All right. Wow, what a beautiful end of this book. All right. So I still remember in my coaching sessions, I always tell the people that when your bowl is full, when your cup is full, it is so much easier for you to give out to others. And how does that cup gets filled? With self-love, yes, surely. But when you are connected to God, you should know that there is abundance of things, abundance of joy and love that is being poured upon. And you never feel the lack of that love inside of you. And this is what I got from this. And it is easier to give out to people if you are connected to that source. And also, yes, right mood, right intention, and right. What was the third one? Batao. Who was listening to me carefully? Let's see. Right action, right intention, and right mood are very important when we are serving. अगर हम गुस्से में सर्व कर रहे होंगे, that will not be of service. गुस्से में होंगे तो वो काम भी अच्छे से नहीं करेंगे और गुस्से में करेंगे तो करके करेंगे. It will not be out of love. सेवा is done out of love. All right. ठीक बोल रही हूँ ना कि गलत बोल रही हूँ? बता दो, कोई तो कैमरा ऑन करके बताओ. Good evening, Pooja. So I got a thumbs up from Pooja.
Good evening. I'm just having my dinner.
Okay. Komal, would you like to share something on this, what we have read today? वैसे, by the way, good news was good, na?
It was unexpected. I actually thought that she's not well and
I know, so did I. And I actually had forgotten कि अच्छा हाँ इसको तो pregnancy थी. But okay, apart from that, what is it that you liked in this chapter? What is it that touched your soul?
selfless service this chapter is talking about.
Hmm.
So, I mean, we should do service to the society. And that line, the first line, that, we are paying rent in the form of service, that was quite touching.
Yes. Pooja, when did you join? Would you like to share what was your takeaway?
I just joined at last page you were reading, and then the summary
Oh.
that it was all related to serving and all.
Okay.
So I missed it.
No worries, no worries. And Madhulika, were you there with us? Would you like to share something? From this, I actually found out, I also felt that the, real happiness is not always in receiving. It also, in fact, I have felt it that way as well. But yeah, through this book, I would say, I understood that real happiness is also in how much we give as service, right? You don't have to be like a monk or a millionaire to serve. You can just care. मेरे को नहीं लग पता, I don't know. Even if you are coming by a rickshaw or an Uber and you just give them something extra. Now तो Uber has a वो है ना, उसको extra tip देने की भी opportunity मिल जाती है. I don't know. Even if our smile can, shift the way somebody else is feeling. And when that happens, know that you have done something good. And I also felt that service is the fastest path to fulfillment. Because when you serve with love, you forget your own pains. And that is the beauty of service, right?
In the summary, it was written like about like spiritual service, serving and all. So I have this question like, is it only related to that? But I think we can serve in other way also.
Yes, absolutely. Where, howsoever, so service is not only at the spiritual places. Service with spirituality means with love, with compassion, with devotion, doing the right action with right intention and with right mood. When you do it anywhere in your life, anywhere in your space, that becomes spiritual.
Even if we understand the needs of our near and dear ones, you know, just understanding what exactly they are looking for and trying to fulfill that, the home environment will be, very
Yes,
good, and it will be very smooth if everyone in the home tries to at least understand what the other person,
very
needs.
true.
Yeah.
Very true. There is a thought that I would love for you to take from this session. That is, where in my life can I bring more joy? Simply by showing up to serve. आप अपनी लाइफ में इस चीज को अगर दिमाग में रखोगे ना, तो यू विल मेक श्योर कि हाँ, दिन में एटलीस्ट वन एक्ट ऑफ काइंडनेस, वन एक्ट ऑफ गिविंग, वन एक्ट ऑफ सर्विस आप जरूर करोगे. मोस्ट ऑफ द टाइम्स वी फॉरगेट इट एंड हमको लगता है कि हमारी खुद की जिंदगी हम में इतने बिजी है कि मेरे पास कहाँ टाइम है कि मैं किसी को अपना कीमती समय दे सकूं. To an extent that our kids also have the complaint कि मम्मी पापा के पास तो टाइम ही नहीं है, they're busy now. Just reflect कि आप किसको कितना टाइम दे रहे हो and why. If you do not have time for any kind of service, why is it? And make sure that जब आप अपना डेली रिचुअल्स लिखते होगे या ग्रैटिट्यूड्स लिखते होगे, कोई जर्नलिंग करते होगे, उसके अंदर एक और कॉलम ऐड कर दो, डिड आई डू एनी काइंड ऑफ सर्विस टुडे. It can be as small as just passing a smile to a person going by. Because when you smile to somebody, that person, I don't know what struggle that person might be going through. बट एक सेकंड के लिए तो स्माइल उसको भी आ जाएगी. इट ही दैट पर्सन विल गेट डिस्ट्रैक्टेड फ्रॉम हिज ओन पेन और वॉट एवर दैट पर्सन माइट बी गोइंग थ्रू एंड विल बी थिंकिंग, डू आई नो दिस पर्सन? शी वॉज स्माइलिंग एट मी. डू आई नो हर? हु वॉज शी? इतने सेकंड के लिए भी आपने जो उसको डिस्ट्रैक्ट कर दिया उसके पेन से, उसके प्रॉब्लम से, दैट इन इट सेल्फ इज अ सर्विस. That's it. आप बताओ, anybody wants to share anything before we close to this session?
No, I just want to share. Yeah, it is like a really important thing which we have learned, but I feel only few people in the world are able to follow. Really, like from the heart.
Do you know anybody who can follow it? Who follows it?
I think those people are here. I think
Can you name somebody?
somebody who follows, like who serve others.
Yes. Can you name somebody?
I think people those who are working in NGOs also.
Yes. And
I
if
have
they
also
can
worked.
do, and if they can do, so can you. When you have
Yes,
examples in front of you, I think that is even bigger joy to celebrate, because when you see somebody doing it, you know that this is not that impossible thing. You can do it as well. NGO, अगर जानते हो किसी को who runs an NGO, go join them. कभी जाओ उनके साथ, जाके एक बार करके देखो. You will find so much joy in serving people, and you will say कि चलो भैया तुम एक हफ्ते में एक दिन मुझको बता दो किस दिन आप जाते हो NGO, मैं भी चलूंगी आपके साथ. Right?
yes, right.
हाँ जी मधुलिका, क्या सोच रहे हो?
No, I was just listening to you, and I just got my session finished. I shared an incident with you the other day, the red light incidents. You
Oh
remember?
yes.
The red light incidents that it was हमारे यहाँ सेक्टर 6 पे बहुत अच्छा जाम लग जाता है. So it was drizzling also. It was jam packed. The red lights were not working. There was no cop. But there were two gentlemen. There were two young boys were there and who were trying to divert and to make the traffic smooth so that it can we can all move smoothly.
That is an act of service.
People, yeah, people were following them. People were, some people stopped their cars, but some didn't stop their cars. Some still, ignored them and to reach their.
नटोरियस पीपल, नटोरियस किड्स होते हैं ना क्लास में, छलांग मारते रहेंगे, टीचर बोले क्योंकि नहीं मैम मैं.
The basic difference that I felt at that time among the people who stopped and the people who didn't stop actually was, ऐसा नहीं है कि उन्हें जल्दी जाना था, हमें जल्दी नहीं जाना था. ऐसा नहीं है कि उनकी कहीं देवर इन सम इमरजेंसी एंड वी वर नॉट, और मे बी और क्या रीजंस हो सकते हैं उनके ना रुकने के. वी द ओनली रीजन.
पीपल से मेरे को मौका मिला, मैं निकल लिया.
Yes, opportunist होते हैं, we can say, right? There can be so many other reasons. But down the line, if you dig deep into that, there is only one reason. The people who didn't stop, they are not happy people. They don't operate from a space of serving. You know, yes, okay, let's be in harmony. If someone is doing something, so I can wait for 2 minutes. Let my turn come. वो भी निकलेगा तो वही ना जो सबसे आगे खड़ा हुआ है.
Yeah.
उसको पता है कि जैसे ही ये बोलेगा निकलने के लिए तो मैं निकल जाऊंगा. So the difference among those people were only those people stopped who were operating from a place of peace, and you can get peace only when you serve, when you give something, you serve something. Maybe you are giving to your family, maybe to your colleagues, maybe to your friends, or maybe to someone, or maybe at that point of time, at particularly that point of time, okay, fine, let me be with him. If he is standing there in drizzling rain, I am to still sitting in my car. The only difference was they are not happy people. Nothing else, nothing else. They don't know what happiness is. घर ज्यादा जल्दी जाके कोई उन्होंने
बहुत
तीर
खुशी नहीं
दिला
मिल
दिया,
जानी, लड्डू नहीं मिल जाने, वहां समोसे बने हुए तैयार नहीं पड़े.
बर्तन धोने घर जाके जल्दी जाके आप और 2 मिनट पहले नेटफ्लिक्स चला लोगे, 5 मिनट 10 मिनट पहले नेटफ्लिक्स चला लोगे या बैठ जाओगे. आई मीन देयर वाज नथिंग एज सच. but they don't know how to operate from a place of being in peace in serving. So that is the main difference, what I think, that if you serve, you enjoy everything. You operate from a different level at that time. You don't operate from a place of scarcity or fear. You operate from the place of abundance and love, right? That बहुत है, it's okay, whatever it is, like time ho, पैसा ho, you don't need money to donate. You don't need to be rich to donate.
सर्व करने के लिए तन मन धन जिस
No,
मर्जी
no, no,
से
no,
तरह
no, no,
से
no,
तो
no.
कर सकते हो आप.
No, you never need money to donate. You always need intention to donate.
इंटेंशन.
It is always the game of intention.
हाँ, कईयों के पास कितना कुछ होता है, बट दे डो नॉट, इट डज नॉट इवन कम टू देयर हार्ट एंड सोल कि मेरे को कुछ
Yes.
डोनेट करना है.
Yes.
They don't even
And
think about it.
mostly the misers are the richest one. Seriously,
असल में,
they
yes.
don't know how to, I mean, seriously, you never need money to donate. Never need money. You always need intention to donate, to
Well
serve.
said, well said. I would agree to it. Wow. Thank you, Madhulika, for sharing. And to be honest, I keep waiting कि ठीक है, मधुलिका की क्लास चल रही है, मैं बोलती रहती हूँ. Let her come in the end, बेशक, and share something profound so that it adds much more value to the session.
Thank you. Thank you.
Now we all have a homework for tonight and till tomorrow 10 p.m. And the homework is, I would love for you to reflect what we have read in last 20 days. There were 20 chapters. That means there have been around 20 or 21, 22 sessions. I would love for you to sit, reflect, and come prepared tomorrow कि आपने क्या सीखा है. What are you going to move forward with from this book? क्योंकि I want कि एटलीस्ट कुछ नहीं है ना याद, तो एटलीस्ट एक पॉइंट ऐसा याद रह जाना चाहिए कि वो आप हमेशा अपने साथ लेके चलो. एक साथ अपने साथ लेके चलोगे तो एटलीस्ट वो जब आपके हार्ट एंड सोल में बैठ जाएगा, आप कुछ करने लगोगे और वो याद आ जाएगा, तो मे बी दैट एक्ट बिकम्स राइट फॉर यू, राइट? तो लेट्स मेक इट एन इंटेंशन कि हम कोई भी बुक पढ़े, उसके अंदर से हम एटलीस्ट एक लर्निंग लेके आगे बढ़े. ठीक है? तो आई वुड लव टू हियर फ्रॉम ईच वन ऑफ यू टुमारो इन टुमारो सेशन. What is your takeaway from this book? What is it that you are going to implement from here forward? I will be opening the room for everyone tomorrow. All my WhatsApp group communities, all the people who had joined the first few sessions of this book when we started reading, I'm going to invite everyone. I want to give massive value to people, and I want them to know that if you attend all the sessions, this is the kind of value you get. And who is going to share that? You guys. You are going to share. You are my testimonials, right? You're going to tell that, yes, this is what we have learned. And I would love for you all to join in time and be there with me tomorrow as we wrap up this book. Book khatam ho gayi hai, but wrap up without a summary session cannot happen. So tomorrow, first I will be summarizing, and then I will be taking one by one each one of you for you to share what is your learning. All right? Does that make sense? Give me a thumbs up or smile or love emoticon, something.
So you can do it the other way around also.
हाँ, तो पहले आप सिखा दो, आप बताओ पहले, and then I can, wrap it up with, yes,
Yeah.
this is what we have read. That is also possible. हाँ, in fact, that makes more sense. पहले
More
आप लोग बता दो, उसके बाद फिर मैं पूरी बुक का एक बार पूरा समरी बता दूँ. ठीक है? And the ones who will join tomorrow's session, I'm planning to give them a PDF of what this book has taught us. ठीक है? मजा आएगा?
कल खजाना मिलेगा.
कल खजाना मिलेगा. So that बार बार बुक पूरी ना पढ़नी पड़े, सिर्फ बुक का just 20 points मिल जाए.
Even otherwise also, Karishma, if you, if you live by one point, you take away one point.
मैं तो कह रही हूँ, एक पॉइंट जो आप टेक अवे करोगे वो लिख के अपने लगा दो। आज मेरे को बड़े सुंदर स्टिकी नोट्स मिले। आई वाज क्लीनिंग सम बुक रैक ऑफ माय किड्स एंड आई गॉट दिस, इतना प्यारा सा स्टिकी नोट्स आई है। एंड आई केप्ट इट ऑन माय टेबल ओनली कि चलो अभी मेरे को कुछ मिलेगा ना, ये यूनिकॉर्न उतार के मैं अपने लैपटॉप पे चिपकाने वाली हूँ। एंड एक्चुअली उसके नीचे जो छोटे वाले है ना, वो दे आर ऑल्सो वेरी नाइस। दे से यू आर मैजिकल, आई लव यूनिकॉर्न, यू आर अ सनशाइन, ऐसे करके उनके ऊपर ऐसे वो लिखे हुए हैं यहाँ पे,
हम्म।
एफर्मेशंस छोटी छोटी। वाह यार, बड़ा क्यूट सी चीज है ये तो। तो yes, let's do it. See you all tomorrow. Have a good night's sleep. Sit and reflect on what we have spoken throughout these days and bring massive value to each. That is the act of service that we are going to do tomorrow. Right? All right. Take care. अरे यार, एक minute. Pooja, please open your camera ना. I want to at least see who you are. Pooja.
Tomorrow I will do it.
I'll have all my eyes on you. And Komal, I would love for you to also come with your camera on. At least
In
the
in afternoon session also, are we like same? One
नहीं
afternoon
नहीं
session.
the
नहीं
book is
पूजा, नहीं
different. There is a
नहीं नहीं।
different book that we are reading in the
Okay.
afternoon. Yes.
But
Yeah.
same people or different people?
Badhulika remains there and others are
And you
different.
also? And you also?
हाँ, मैं तो होंगी ना, मैं तो host हूँ.
Oh yeah, I'll show you my face
Today
in afternoon.
Gaurav and Afshin was also there,
Yes.
Pooja.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, Gaurav and Afshin were also there in the afternoon session.
Gaurav, who taught us recently, who Oponopono
Ho'oponopono.
Hoponopono.
technique.
Ho'oponopono.
Ho'opono नहीं, Hoponopono.
Yeah.
Ho'oponopono.
चलो ठीक है. God bless you. See you all tomorrow. Komal, if you are available in the afternoons, please feel free to join afternoon session as well.
Yes, Karishma, when the next book will start, I'll definitely try to, because that time I'm working from home, so
अच्छा,
office hours.
ओके. नहीं तो लंच टाइम नहीं होता 1:15 पे आपका?
Actually, that time kids also come from school, so it's all.
It's okay, it's okay. I'm just poking you. मैंने 1:15 जान पूछ के रखा था so that nobody tells me. मेरे ना बिजी होती हूँ स्कूल में, ऑफिस में होती हूँ, बिकॉज 1 से 2 तो सबका ही लंच होता है. Yes, Madhulika, please feel free to unmute yourself.
And
Yes.
Karishma, why have we kept this time as 1:15? Why not 1 or 1:30?
So it was बीच में 1 o'clock हुआ था, तो everybody was joining at 1:15 only. तो मैंने कहा ठीक है, तुम 1:15 पे करो. एंड जब से 1:15 के people are joining till 1:30. Now I don't know what to do with it.
I think we can keep one only. Then people will join 5-10 minutes.
Yes. नहीं, बट ऐसा होता था 1 बजे का जब किया था, तो what was happening was I was waiting till 1:30 कि कोई आएगा आएगा, कभी भी नहीं आ रहा है. एंड that becomes a very अकेले अकेले वाला सेशन, तो it was no fun. तो that's why we mutually decided कि चलो 1:15 तक पक्का आ जाओगे, आ जाएंगे, ठीक है जी. बट अभी तो मधुलिका, you are coming, so I'll take as you wish. 1 से 2 करना है, we'll do that from tomorrow itself.
It's okay, it's okay. You ask. See, I will.
I'll put a poll in the group. Only Komal, the other Komal is there.
हाँ, just I'll take her, ask her convenience, because मेरे को तो आना ही होता है. मैं तो कहीं बाहर भी होती हूँ तो I try to just be there, है ना. अगर मैं बाहर भी होती हूँ तो I make sure, अगर मुझे पता होता है मैं नहीं आ पाऊंगी वापस इतने बजे तक, तो I make sure कि मैं अपने ये हियरिंग ये लेके जाऊं अपने साथ में.
Yes.
तो I make sure कि मैं आऊंगी ही आऊंगी. If I have joined it, so I have
चलो,
commitment.
let me put a text in the 1 p.m. वाले group में, and
Right.
let's see what is the response and we will decide accordingly. But rest, कल आना है. कल सबका एग्जाम है. आहा.
Don't scare us, Karishma.
अच्छा अच्छा, अपने बच्चे को तो हम बोलते हैं ना, बेटा कल एग्जाम में पढ़ो पढ़ो पढ़ो. अभी मैं भी बोल रही हूँ, पढ़ो पढ़ो पढ़ो. नहीं नहीं, that is not to scare you at all. It is
Just kidding.
just for you to at least sit and reflect. That's
Yes.
it. Because without thinking about it, it's not going to come.
Hmm.
अगर नहीं think करोगे ना, तो the only point that you will remember is service is joy.
Hmm.
Yes, I'm seriously saying that because आज पढ़ा है ना, ये
Karishma,
सबसे
what
याद रहने
else
वाला है.
is joy? What else is joy?
Joy.
What else is joy? One word, one word. I mean, like if we can say to you, joy is this. Okay, I'll discuss one more thing. A very beautiful question came in my some group. You all answer, okay? But it will be better if you guys turn on your cameras. At least, I mean, so that आई मीन मजा तभी है जब हम वर्बल नॉन वर्बल क्यूज दोनों देखें.
Ah,
Ah, wow,
ah.
Komal, so thanks. Pooja, come on. It is a no judgmental free zone, okay? No one is judging anyone. So you can come on camera.
Actually, it is dark, so you will not be able to see
It's
me.
okay,
That's
it's
why.
okay. वो कैमरे की लाइट पड़ जाती है मुंह पे.
हम तीन की इतनी सारी लाइटें हैं.
Unless until you are in some compromising situation. बाथरूम में नहीं है तो ऑन कर ले, बाकी कोई बात नहीं. So the question came in the group was, um, if you can be one food item, if you can be a food item, what food item you would like to become and why? So I tell you, wait. I'll give you the responses. Should I give you the responses first?
हाँ हाँ हाँ
Huh? Wait.
हाँ.
Wait.
आपने नोट करा नोटबुक में?
नहीं, मैंने नोट नहीं किए. पूरा ग्रुप भरा हुआ है इसके आंसर्स के साथ में.
Oh my God.
हाँ.
चलो
Just
let's see.
okay. I'll share the responses. हाँ. Hey, hi पूजा, सब दिख रहा है हमें. So nice of you.
I just switched on the light.
Oh, okay. So Pooja, did you heard the question?
If you were a food,
Yeah, I'll read the question, huh? I'll
okay.
read the question. Wait, let me. Okay. If you were a food item, what would you be? Okay. So, answer. The first answer came. I would love to be chicken biryani because it can be fulfilling, tasty, flavorful. While it takes time to cook, it is special dish that not everyone can cook and not everyone relish. Okay. Next answer. Uh, next answer is, yeah. I would be chicken momo, soft on outside, filled with spicy
वाह.
surprise inside, steamed with calm, served with fiery chutney. Might look simple, but I carry stories from the hills, warmth from the heart, and flavors of my experience. Comfort food with a little drama. Not everyone can handle me, but the ones who do becomes my friend for lifetime. This was one
वाह,
reply.
क्या बात है.
And there are so many replies. Like, I will be a little heart biscuits in a packet, little heart biscuits in a packet. Sweet, tiny for fun, but shapes up to be meaningful and limited with perfect boundaries and availability.
अरे वाह. Is that you?
No,
आपका क्या
not
रिप्लाई
me.
था? आपका क्या? What was your reply?
Okay, so there are so many. I read my reply. What was तो बहुत सारे reply थे. I want to be a Ferrero Rocher filled with. I want to be a Bharma Mirchi. I mean, बहुत सारे थे. So I really thought of it seriously, and it stuck with me since morning when I read this question. So I replied, ever since I read it this morning, it has been gently sitting in the corner of my mind with a simple yet powerful way to reconnect with our own core values. So thank you for asking. And yes, if I were a food item, then I would think I would be a chapati because chapati is in everyone's plate. It does not need a fancy introduction. It fits in with just about anything. Lavish gravies or just a piece of onion with some pickle. Even
Wow.
even a sip of water can be enough to go with that.
Wow.
It nourishes, it comforts, it adapts. You can turn it into a taco, a wrap, a roll, or just tear it fresh and soft off the tawa. It fits every shape, every size, every story, and the best part, it's accessible.
Wow.
It's not a fancy food. From the richest home to the humblest street, chapati shows up quite grounded and full of warmth. So, yeah,
Wow.
this was my
Wow.
reply. And so many food dish, rasmalai, cheesy butter, spongy rasgulla, और सबके अपने अपने बहुत इंटरेस्टिंग रिप्लाईज हैं.
Reasons. चलो
या
चलो
बहुत
जल्दी जल्दी बताओ, जल्दी जल्दी बताओ.
जल्दी जल्दी अब आप बताओ करिश्मा यू स्टार्ट व्हाट फूड यू वुड बी टेल मी.
I would be like dal chawal.
Oh, wow.
Very good, very good.
Very nice,
I'm very
Pooja.
simple. My personality is like that, and dal chawal is also a kind of food. Second is it's a comfort food everybody likes, and definitely we eat other things like special days, but this is something on daily basis only. So
Oh,
I'm a kind of person who also makes people comfortable, and I understand. So dal chawal is also like that with us every day. So yes, I would be dal chawal.
yeah, wow, Pooja. Pooja, you can ask this, you can put this in your class also.
Yes, in my yeah.
है ना? In
Every day
मैं भी
start with
पूछूंगी,
question
मैं
of the
अपने
day.
व्हाट्सएप
Yes,
कम्युनिटी में पूछूंगी कल.
like GD में आप अपने क्लास में या to enhance to ask them to put more beautiful adjectives,
Yes,
powerful words in this, है ना? So you can teach as you she is an English teacher, so I'm just giving
yes.
her ideas. Yeah. So
कोमल क्या बनेगी कल? कोमल कोमल का पूछते हैं ना.
Falafel wrap.
वाह, क्या बात, क्या बात.
See, I
richness.
love exploring different things, so
Wow.
different cuisine that way.
And it's filled with lots of num yummy होता है. भाई
Yes,
मेरे को जो
indeed.
आया, मेरे को इनिशियली आई डिड नॉट गिव मच थॉट टू इट बिकॉज आई वाज एंजॉयिंग ये मधुलिका की इतनी सारी चटपटी बातें. दो इंस्टेंटली जो मुझको आया वर टू थिंग्स. एक तो कटहल और दूसरा चांपे.
चापे ओ तेरी
तो उसका उसका
सरदारनी पंजाबन चापे.
चांपे इसलिए क्योंकि माय किड्स लव चांपे,
Okay.
right? And for the non-vegetarians and for the vegetarians. For the vegetarians, it's a non-veg. For non-vegetarians, is also yet vegetarian non-veg, And it
Malai
is full
chap,
of
even my
flavors.
kids are fond of.
Yes.
Malai chap.
हाँ, मतलब मलाई वाली बना लो, आप उसको भट्टी चाप बना लो, आप उसको स्नैक्स में खा लो, आप उसको सब्जी में खा लो, ग्रेवी वाली खा लो, सूखी खा लो. आहा. So
Right.
चांपे and कटहल as well, because कटहल को it needs special attention कि वो properly वो हो. उसका एक लेवल ऑफ स्टीम होना उस पे जरूरी है, मतलब उसको वो सॉफ्टन होना जरूरी है फॉर इट टू बी एज यमी एज दैट
Right.
इज. थोड़ा सा कच्चा रह जाए तो बेकार, ज्यादा हो जाए तो
हाँ.
तो
So you will be a delicacy. And you
either
can
way.
be blended with the dal chawal also. In wrap also, we can fill kathal and you can go with
And
chapati.
कटहल का तो पिकल भी होता है.
हाँ.
There's everything that you can do with pickle.
Kathal
Great.
biryani.
Yeah, kathal
अरे
biryani.
कटहल बिरयानी भी आजकल बड़ी फेमस हुई थी. यस.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
तो वो वही है कि जिन लोगों को नॉनवेज पसंद है उनको भी पसंद आ जाता है कटहल नॉनवेज. तो फर्स्ट टाइम व्हेन आई कुक्ड इन माय होम हियर, माय बिफोर माय मैरिज इट वाज नेवर कुक्ड, बट व्हेन आई कुक्ड इट फॉर द फर्स्ट टाइम माय हस्बैंड आस्क्ड मी इज इट फिश. मैंने कहा नहीं, मेरे को क्या पता आपके घर में फिश बनती है. He's like, why does it smell like fish? Because it is not fish, it is jackfruit.
And you know, Karishma, South में jackfruit खाया जाता है पक्का जा, and it is the yummiest fruit I have ever had. It is a beautiful amalgamation of mango flavor and banana. मतलब और इतना मीठा, इतना अच्छा उसका टेक्सचर, वो आपको इतना इतना पीस निकाल के उसमें से एक पीस ऑफ प्योर येलो कलर का वो देते हैं और आप खाओ. इट इज वेरी नाइस, वेरी नाइस.
ठीक
यम्स.
है. और
So it
नहीं
was a
देखो,
great
बाहर से उसको कांटे भी होते हैं. ओ माय गॉड, आई डिड नॉट रियलाइज दैट.
porcupine.
Touch me not, touch me not. But when you cook it, it is delicious.
Right. So at the entire day of mine just went.
अब मैं सारी रात यही सोचूंगी कौन सी और सब्जी हो सकती है. आलू हो सकते हैं, आलू सबके साथ चलता है.
You know, yes, you're right. So this was for the entire day. I'm like going through all this. पूरा, किसी ने पानी पूरी, किसी ने कुछ, किसी ने कुछ,
Wow,
मतलब पूरा सब भरा हुआ है इसी से.
wow,
And everyone has their own reasons. So yeah.
wow. That was beautiful. Thank you, Madhurika, for sharing that beautiful activity. I'm so excited. मेरे को अभी सोचना है रात को बैठ के. अभी मैं कमरे में जाके अपने घर वालों से पूछने वाली हूँ पहले. तुम कौन सी सब्जी बनोगे? एंड दे आर हैविंग चांपे. तो आधे लोग तो चांपी बनने वाले हैं. चलो.
This can be used in so many different ways, for creative writing, for emotional, for personality,
Fine.
for adjectives, for powerful, this thing that, and it will definitely bring out your positive personality traits. What are your positive strong personality traits? So this
Yes.
activity can be used in so many ways. It was such a beautiful thing. जो मैं
यार मेरे
पूरा
को तो
दिन
अब
लगी
यही
रही.
समझ में आ रहा है, कटहल सही है मेरे लिए. मेरे को टच तो करना मुश्किल है. मेरी टेरिटरी में एंटर करना थोड़ा मुश्किल है. हो जाओगे तो सब मिक्स है.
Even with the objects also, like once I asked my students, if you were any object, then which
Yes,
object would you be?
yes.
Why? Or which object matches with your personality and why?
Yes. Which
Like
object?
that.
Yeah, your personality. Yeah, that also opens a trait of your, you have a strong personality, or as you said, you have a very simple personality, goes with everything. Yeah. And
But
definitely, for
if I
sure.
selected chair, I said you sit on chair, you feel comfortable. I make people comfortable, so my personality matches with chair. So actually, in this type of question, we have to think also. It's like it is like our thinking also. It helps us for that
Yes,
also.
yes.
यस.
It was
चलो
nice.
भाई, थैंक यू सो मच. पूरा खाने का मूड फिर से ताजा कर दिया आपने. ये सर्विस ध्यान में रखना. कल का पूरी ये बुक हमने पढ़ ली है, खत्म कर ली है. प्लीज इसको याद रखना. खाने में मत घुस जाना पूरा का पूरा. come tomorrow prepared, and I'm looking forward to have each one of you in the session. God bless you and good night. Sleep well. Mwah.
Night,
Bye.
everyone.
Bye.
Bye. This all got recorded?
Uh,